And then we shall get into this. All right, greetings. So, hope it's recording. Hope everything's going good for you. And I'd like to say, please, Nintendo, don't do a Snow White on your movie. I don't think you're going to. I think you've taken a good look around at the kind of environment you're in currently, social environment, and I think you have enough common sense. But let's have a conversation about this. And where am I going with this? Well, hey, Freedom Phil, like, subscribe, and hey, to always turn up the video speed. Why? Because you should watch videos faster. 150, 1.75 is what you should watch this at later. All right, so let's get into it. Always sub-horn, by the way. It's like this. I've heard this controversy that there's a handful of ultra-loud people, a very small fringe of the public in America, particularly. So we're talking less than 1% of a percent of the world's population demanding that this particular trans individual be the actor for Zelda. And you know what? I'm glad the world is finally maybe coming back to some common sense and telling the rest of the world to shut up, because I don't have a problem with trans people, just so you know, I don't. But can you guys just write your own movies, write your own actors, write your own things instead of trying to hijack everything? Look, if you want to cosplay as whatever, you could be a beardo like me and cosplay as Zelda if you want to. And by the way, the chick that wanted to play it, and I say chick because she, puts work into her looks, and she looks pretty good for a trans person. But I'm being real about it. That's not what people want to see. And I think maybe Nintendo's taking a look at the world as it is. And sometimes I wish, to be honest, companies like Nintendo would start doing something like they just say, America, we've tried with you, but we know you're a huge market, but you are literally the problem with the gaming community. Like, okay, do you understand that the rest of the world, except for maybe some extreme lefties over there in the UK or France or some nonsense, the EU, we're so progressive, we hate ourselves. We hate ourselves, we let everybody come in and destroy our country. With the exceptions of that, most of the world just looks at it and says, yeah, we want Zelda to look like a hot chick. There might be multiple movies. Maybe we don't want the first one to bomb and completely, damage the franchise. Wild thought here, maybe Nintendo's like, oh, look over in China. They make games that people want to buy. And then small indie producers are now producing games. Nintendo, if you even want to stay in the game in the long run, yes, some of your stuff looks good. I saw the Donkey Kong game the other day, and it actually looks okay. But you can only run off this legacy so much. I get that Disney, for whatever self-deletion reason, is deciding to constantly do. I think somebody's got dirt on somebody in some of these companies to justify why are you doing things like with Rachel Ziegler and Snow White? Why would you do that? Why would you do this abortion, this bomb? I don't know. I can't pin anything solidly down, but I think people have dirt on people. Nintendo, if nobody has dirt on you, please don't screw up this movie. It's not that I'm like, oh, I'm so obsessed. It's just that it'd be nice to see one company just, give the finger to a bunch of like small group of people that are basically telling you, you need to do this. Okay, well, the vast majority of the rest of the world says they want that. And this is the beauty of selling things, because you need to know who your customers are. Is it the people that grew up with a Zelda that was a chick that wasn't packing a dongle? And I got nothing against that Hunter chick, by the way. I got nothing against her. But to be real about it, I'm tired of people hijacking genres. Imagine for a second we took Shaft and had him played by, like a little tiny Asian man or an Asian woman. There you go, Shaft, Asian woman. Or Superfly was done by some Jewish accountant-looking guy. How do you think people would perceive that? They'd be like, what the hell is this? In the same way, you guys keep on like, try to race swap this, do that. It's not talented. It's hacky. And by the way, movies in America, I'm sorry. In the last number of years, you have all the technology to make the most wonderful movies you could ever imagine. But you just don't have writers. And just trying to self-insert things, different groups of people into things, that's not good writing. And then, girl boss it up and all that crap. Nobody wants that. Maybe, wild thought here's what people are really paying for when they want to go see a live action Zelda flick. Kind of like what they were probably hoping to get with Snow White, but boy, did you fucking stink that up. And you let that chick, by the way, Hollywood, you need to start putting like little fucking electronic shock chips in your stars, your actors, and your actresses. What do you mean? Yeah, when these people are about to go off and be like, I'll be good. That's what you need to do with a lot of people in Hollywood, because they will literally tank millions and millions of dollars and how many jobs just to make like some fucking I'm protesting this. Oh yeah, well, great. And I guess I don't know, maybe it started with Dylan Mulvaney, or don't get me wrong, I got nothing against Dylan Mulvaney, but I mean, like I don't care what any community wants to do, but stop trying to self-insert into something. If you want to cosplay as something, go for it, have fun. If you want to, enjoy it and whatever, dress up, cool, whatever, but don't try to hijack things. And I don't know, man. I hope Disney takes a look at the fact that China's kicking their ass. The rest of the world is starting to produce games people want. The only reason that people still buy Nintendo is it's convenient and portable, but you don't even sell us real games anymore. You literally sell us a key code so we can download it. Well, fuck, what's the difference between that and a Steam Deck? I mean, really, but it's the game you want. Yeah, you better keep that nostalgia coming, bitch. You understand that? Because you're not bringing us hot chicks. You're bringing us okay games. Let's be real about that. But from what I'm hearing about a lot of people say about the new Mario Kart, they're saying, it's okay. That ain't good enough. Okay. Ain't really going to make big sales in the long run. You can't realize that. So the one thing you really got left for you is people think you're safe and nostalgia. Kids grew up with all these games. Kids grew up with these genres. But if you have, let's say the vast majority of like America looks, it says, oh, you bent over backwards to appease less than 1% of the populace in America and offended everybody else. You'll be going the same way as Xbox and Piss Nickel. And at least Xbox has, they look like they're trying to get away from the console slowly but surely and make their way just to being game producers, which is smart because everybody should just be on the PC. A handheld system or a PC master race. What I'm getting at with this, though, is that I'm glad that people are finally getting past this thing where, you have a small group of people, just like with the religious right and just like with the authoritarian right, people are finally just being like, hey, we're all getting back to our own thing. Because maybe we can get back to where things are normal. Hey, this group of people are doing this over here. These people are doing this over here. Maybe we work together. Maybe we barbecue occasionally. But we're not trying to force everybody else to do what they're doing. So stop trying to infest games, movies, comic books, and everything to push an agenda that nobody actually asked for. And if you won't, well, then indie producers will produce the comics. And now with the technology, they'll soon be producing the anime and the video games they want. And guess what? You'll go the way of the dodo. You either adapt to what the people want in the world to make a sale, or you go dinosaur. Fucking hate that. I should turn that off. All right, take it easy.